Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures in the TARDIS. With me, Takeshi, and the author, Quill.
Hi, Takashi. I actually really looking forward to your reaction to this chapter because of the reveals that's in it.
Oh no, we can already read that we actually already has been interested in the TARDIS for a long time.
Oh no!
But here we are, and we will see the man that we were. It can be about anyone, any pony, any creature. But it has to be about Agent Ladybug, probably.
Yeah, that's really probably our main hint here so far.
And for now, we don't need Dark really.
Actually, we kind of do.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay, I can keep this for now. You know what I said?
Tell you what, though, it I think it kind of this chapter ends with a more hopeful note.
Ah,
So, but it begins a little grim.
I fly down a isolated alleyway between a cluster of buildings in Canterlot. Once I land, I peer about carefully to make extra sure that the coast is clear. Other than the cluster of trash nearby, it does appear to be clear. So it's not clear. Having established that, I perform one magical feat I am capable of, whenever I take any form that lacks a hog, and that is to release my concentration on a spell that allows me to hold some alternate form. Doing that also grants some of the flow of magic I have been channeling in order to help me hold Cloudy Sky's form. Without any more magic being supplied to that spell, it has to terminate. You have been terminated. As a result, I can feel magical energy enveloping my whole body and transforming me inside and out. When the magical energy fades, I don't even have to open my eyes to realize I have returned to my natural form. I have taken other forms often enough to feel my natural weight, shape, and center of gravity. Feeling satisfied that I have reverted back to my true form, I peer around me carefully one more time to double check if the clothes remain clear. After all, I feel especially sensitive if anyone spots me in my true form. The form I always return to by default if I'm not maintaining my concentration on assuming some other form. Is this supposed to be on or off? I mean on is fine as well.
I think it's fine either way.
Because of that, being present in my true form makes me feel a tad vulnerable. But nope, the course seems to me to remain clear. If no further witness me changing, then it looks like I am safe. I don't mind if anyone spots me now, so long as no further realizes the fact that I can change, and the fact that you are changing because this is supposed to be after. No, wait, we don't know where we are. I forgot. We have a time machine. We don't know when we are. I almost said that this is supposed to be after the attack on Catalan, but no, it is supposed to be way before because we attacked about the first changeling.
Yep.
With that, I close out a piece of memory paper, and Hama is before me. Oh, she's the time zone as well. Good.
Well, I didn't say psychic paper. It said memory paper. That's close, but there is a difference.
I assume it's probably like the memory crystal that Twilight has been given. So like taking a photo of something.
Yeah, it's a replacement for a photograph because that I determined centuries ago wouldn't have been invented yet. I actually almost went with a different career path for this character until I realized cameras weren't invented yet.
I mean,
That
even
actually,
photo finish has been using very old camera.
yeah.
It's getting, look at this memory paper. I smile at it deviously when I see the image of Mace and Red standing on the dock by a crowded lighthouse. During this moment, Red happens to be holding the magical communication stone, while Mace is dimension. Oh, she was not attacking them. He was taking a picture.
Yeah, there was he remember Wedge saw a flash into the corner of his eyes, drew his eye, and then he for a brief moment he saw an unfamiliar mare.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at it as saying, but as why did you reveal yourself and then run away? I didn't know the intention behind it. Now I know. What they know is, what they don't know is, I have also implemented a little mark within the device. I mean, obviously she gave it to them. A mark which will release a special pheromone that only other members of its species can track. Oh, so it's not a mark, listening mark, it's a literal mark. Thanks to that, my agency will soon discover the location of of the secret crystal the crystal mine, not of mine.
Yeah.
The crystal mine that have been forming, that they have been mining from. I mean, if they are stupid enough to go there with this. Or is the pheromone gonna latch it to them? I assuming that it's the latter. It has already raised pheromone.
The the invention was a specialized sonic cutting tool.
Yeah? This image looks good and definitely has the evidence to my agent need. I return it to a special envelope that will help protect it from further medical influence. So they can't use the magic of Photoshop. After all, my mobile paper is magic sensitive, and to a certain spell in particular. And when it is cast correctly, an image appears on this paper. Imagine that caster what the caster is doing that. So it is a kind of paper, kind of digital photograph that you can change what it's holding currently. It can hold only one picture, but you can swap it anytime.
Yeah.
Such an image is as realistic as the caster who did the looking. And what if the caster is not real?
Well, that could be a problem.
Once the memory paper is back in its protective envelope, I float it to stow it away. Then I begin to trust my way out of the hallway. Alleyway, not hallway. Along the way out though, I happen to spot an empty glass bottle that showed my reflection on it. It showed me to pose, and I got it. Within the image, I see myself. My holy self. I am a unicorn male with a pale white height with a hint of blue. I mean, the tail is golden brown with lighter shades. They also have a red outline around it. This is the pony that they have seen.
Yeah.
My eyes are light blue. They can't pass. My horn is dark purple color. Now that we haven't really seen that other than maybe Activity and Twilight. But I wouldn't call it dark purple, those are more like lighter purple.
Yeah.
I wish at my own image. Of all the forms I can think, this one is my least preferred, barring any particular disgusting and pathetic forms. Lately I've grown more comfortable in my own hide, but the years of traumatic abuse I suffered through as a filly have given me a habit of discomfort in my true form. I have turned my head about, again back at my cutie mark, which is the sideward image of a ladybug, and his petal leaves below it. That's the name,
That
Agent Ladybug.
that actually has appeared in the show.
Ah, my kitty mark. I tried
Mhm.
it on the day I set it myself for my love of bugs, because I am one of them. That's why I'm an entomologist. Who know that is practically more of a hobby of mine at this point. I love bugs, I really do, but unfortunately for me, it is not a passion easily shared with the rest of pony kind. I mean, yeah, that is not really a passion easily shared to mankind either. Especially if you are young. But other ponies are rewarded by them. In fact, this was actually true with a group of bullies in my youth who were led by a set of noble sorcerers named Rashino. Obviously, a noble named Rashino. He, above all, was supporting me for my passion. At first, it was a teasing and included social isolation from every other pony who in the expected of fear Rashino. Because of that, I became a radical social outcast. Did you know, Batman? Villains are created, not born. I mean, I imagine if the first chasing was met with love and kindness, then they wouldn't turn into what they became.
Yeah.
I mean, hence the hunger for love. They misinterpreted that hunger as, oh, I'm hungry, I need to feed. And all they wanted was a hug. As the years wore on, though, comments from Hachina and her gang can get worse. And the pink even performed sexual assault against me, using their combined magic and their physical horns more directly. And nobody believed you because, or even if they did, they couldn't do anything against Hachina because now she is on higher standard.
Yeah.
And we know we are back in time where the nobles have even more power.
It's definitely replied that someone like Regina receives social preferential treatment.
Yeah. Who do you think they will actually believe? Would they believe me, a noble, who had never lied to them and gave them money? Or would they believe a fake like you? Over and over again, back then, I had to swallow my pain, embarrassment, and hate at what they were doing to me, until one day, my mind actually snapped. They stopped performing their dirty deeds against me, and started expanding about laughter. And when I do me mad, every se- and I do me mad, every sense of the word. I became the Joker. What I recall from that moment, it suddenly welcoming the abuse they performed against me. Because it occurred to me that it felt my rage against them more and more. I mean, that is one way of making them uncomfortable in doing that. If you are welcoming
Yeah.
the abuse, when you became a little bit masochistic. And even worse, if you are actually becoming sadistic in the meantime, and oh, I'm gonna thank you for all the gifts that you have given me, and paying back effort. I can suddenly picture the revenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a concept like this appeared in the movie Joker. I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
saw that, but
I can suddenly picture the revenge I would one day inflict against them, because all of the pain and humiliation I was forced to suffer by them. I could easily picture their schemes of torment. This felt so delicious to me. It was music to my ears. I would break their backs. I would break their legs. I would flay their hides. I would snap off their horns and shove them off their various orifices. And I would laugh. I would laugh so hard. Finally! Finally! I would make them suffer. I might even learn healing arts just to make sure that the torment lasts longer. Someone has watched either the Celtic Barbarian or I don't even know the name of that anime. The healer.
I told you this chapter has a kind of a dark theme towards the beginning of it.
Yeah. I even considered going after the innocent family and torture them too. But it depended upon one thing in particular. I had to make sure Regina and her gang actually cared for the family I tortured. After all, there was absolutely no point in going after them if it didn't hurt my primary target. Over and over again, my mind thought over the various ways I would inflict pain upon them to the maximum possible degree. All of my creative and active energy would be towards that goal. I would feed upon that pain like fine wine. This purpose would fill me so much that it might as well become my new cutie mark. My cutie mark is revenge. But suddenly, after that moment, they suddenly stopped assaulting me. I sent my caged eyes back at them, and they asked them why did they stop. I wanted them to continue. I wanted them to hurt me more because it continued to fuel my delicious rage against them. I promised them over and over again that they are next. They are next. They are next. They are next. Giving you rage and easy frustration because of this haunting memory. I swing my red light blue hoof and smash that empty bottle to pieces. And I blink, and I gaze upon my reflection, and many broken shards of glass are on the ground. Are you really that sadistic that you took the form of Regina, by the way? That would be the ultimate
That'd
thing.
be interesting, but no, she hates the reflection because it's her own.
I mean, it's not really her own, but yeah. I didn't know my mother did something I did not expect. Not only did they stop, but they never assaulted me again. In fact, 4 months later, I just switched tours, and the rest of our groupies soon followed. There is some phone in the background. I mean, I can see their parents learning about this, and then they getting a meeting, and then moving them out of there.
It kind of looks like Regina was and her friends were really freaked out about that moment.
Yeah, I guess they were thinking out about her laughter, and
Yeah.
and he realized that, oh wait, we are messing with the wrong pony, or someone else found out that she's being bullied and did something.
Now that's possible. And in fact, if that even if that occurred, the character you're reading from might not necessarily be aware of that.
Yeah, the doctor doesn't know if he's coming back here in the future or not. Then to that, well, that was I soon dropped out of the school too, for urgent counseling and personal therapy. I mean, yeah, you definitely. Wait, did you take therapy, or was it was it your teacher also suggested you therapy?
That last part of that paragraph proves that someone in their society was aware of her assault and tried to help her.
I imagine her going around like this.
If she did, then you might see why others would be concerned about her.
I mean, at that point, Pinky did lubricate enough, but nobody heard it.
Maybe that praised music from Kill Bill. Like, dun, 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 dun.
I thought about the reaction a lot as the years passed. I recall that at first, I was disappointed that they suddenly left me alone. Just when I was starting to enjoy that someone against me, that in one day suddenly stopped. What a tease. But then, I considered their motive at the time. Thinking back, when I shifted to the intense heat of pain, rage, and madness I had at the time, I eventually recalled how spooky and her coolness looked when they gazed from me. Since then, I became convinced that it was because they suddenly realized the pain I promised to inflict back at them was absolutely no joke. I fully meant it, and they never saw that look in other opponent's eyes before. I mean, now there's gonna be one problem. You are looking at pain in your heart. You have never released it.
Uh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that made her a monster ever since then.
I know that feeling because I am like a volcano as well. They said it before that I may come, but if my rage explodes, it's exploding. Maybe
Yeah,
at even the wrong person. Then it's something very small. But it was
oh, yeah.
literally the overflow.
That was a moment that planted a very powerful bomb in her heart. Ever since, it doesn't always go off, but if it does, it's really strong.
Yeah, but for me, mostly that was because of medication as well. That literally had
Okay.
a hold on emotions as well. But it is literally written on paper that it can cause very high range of emotion swings.
Okay.
Luckily, I stopped taking that for a long time anymore. The sincere and utterly terrifying look of intense murderous intent. Not just murder, either, but Kane's look of cruelty to the maximum possible extent. He suddenly realized that they had created a monster, and if they did not outright kill me right then and there, then I would come after them and do what they could not. After causing pain, first.
Hmm.
Also, I have a lot of fun with them, of course. Yup. Even after I killed them, I plan to desecrate their corpses. Leave me alone, magic. so I could raise them and then that. I mean, you literally said that I will learn healing magic just to heal them back and then cause more pain, and then heal them back and then cause more pain.
Yep.
I fully meant it at the time too. Everything we get told, I had to get done, but not just a plan. It was now I promised. It constantly clarity in my mind, and it might as well have been my new kitchen mark. The school, and indeed much of the country, had learned what happened to me. They didn't me like the victim, and did everything they could to have, which at the time I found annoying. Now they care. I mean, yeah, they left. They couldn't care because they had the money. So, this tells me that somebody did actually hear about what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be Reginald that told them that because she was so afraid that, oh, okay, we did this and we are afraid of her now, so we are gonna leave, but please do something with her.
Please defuse this bomb.
Yeah. It could be that. Or once again, it could be someone else who saw it happening. After everything else happened too, now they care. In a way, it works though. When they care and passage of time, my age, madness, and pain get faded a little. A little, but it's always hid in the darkness of your heart.
Exactly.
It is enough to restore some semblance of my sanity. It was enough to have me think this through with more clarity. I still want to hurt them, but now I am more careful thinking about the consequences. And besides, there have been other developments since then that have been more important to my life. Katina, you are fine until you meet her. Eye to eye.
And if you do, you might not be aware she's there, because this pony's learned how to transform since then.
Yeah. The second time I went to Mrs. Traveling Gypsy Festival. Then I found Pinkie Pie. From there I encountered someone whom we rarely see, very rarely see in Equestria. And that is a zebra. Is that the same zebra or another one? Moreover, the description I can best apply to him, the different zebra, no? The Darkfish Doctor. He's an evil enchanted. Because of his practice of the dark arts, I am feeling he has been banished from his homeland as well, but I never have confirmed that theory. What I do know is his shop sells original makers merchandise. From potions, stores, to magical items. The Carrion has it all. Plenty of his goods, Equestrian Society wouldn't frown upon either. He has things that can cure ailments, heal wounds, and perform other fun stuff, like blue flower. One particular has been addicted to for quite some time, and it was a magical transformation potion. Oh, you poor sweet child. Wait, is it telling me that the first changeling was not a changeling at all, and has fallen into the cauldron of the magical transformation potion, like Ossex and Nobody's?
Well, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was my first taste of a new hobby, an obsession of mine. As nearly as I have and ever loved bugs, I used to love transforming, usually providing escapism. Every time I drank one of those potions, and so long as its magic lasted, it was not Kakao Cosette anymore. I was not. I had become something else. anything else will do. Just so long, and I didn't have to look at from my miserable and pathetic face anymore. A face that always reminded me I had been a victim. A lonely, helpless, miserable, and pathetic victim. But in another form, I made the fantasy of truly becoming something else. It was like a second chance in life, a do-over. I truly felt more confident in my heart again. Finally, important psychological barriers against my happiness were out of my way. All I had to do was keep paying for and actually paying more of those wonderful medical portions of his. And long as I kept at home, I finally and truly lived. It was like my existence finally mattered and counted for something. I mean, you could have just went and go as a cosplayer. Those potions getting cost more and more because they kept running out of ingredients for the potions. Oh yeah, that's what he said. So the carrion is a drug dealer. That's what they do, right? At least in movies. I don't know what they're actually doing, but
Well, even
give
if that's
you a
not
taste for free and then slowly raise the price until you go broke.
even if it wasn't the case, Crackle here, aka Ancient Ladybug, did get addicted to those potions. And if she kept on chugging them, that could be true that he really is running out of ingredients.
I thought no, she is not cracker, she is crack addict.
By the way, that name also appeared in the show too. I think at least twice.
But yeah, she is addicted to the potions and we cannot say not. But her name is rich. No, and most of the girls in the question are because of actually need right medical services. I mean, it makes sense that you were rich because you went to the same school as Regina.
Yeah. But that didn't ensure she was accepted socially.
I mean, that is because they target someone who would be an easy target. And she became an outcast not because of herself, but because of Regina. So I actually offered to hire an opponent to get ingredients for him. I even wanted to mass produce the salt, but not to sell it. I wanted to stockpile the salt so that I could avoid my true form as much as possible. For only that, for only in that way did I have a fair chance to be happy in life. I mean, every potion you can synthesize and learn its formula and turn it into magic. It's probably what happened here as well.
Hmm.
But for that, you have to actually learn to make potions very much. You have to learn chemistry, and also you will have to be very good a magic user. Even if you can create the spell, you will be able to use it.
It's the second example of a zebra in this world who happens to be a great alchemist. Although it's hinted that this character can do more than that too. He also makes enchanted items.
Yeah. The carrier eventually refused to sell me any more of his potions though. He ran out of ingredients anyway. I was trying to negotiate my counter proposal. I was so addicted to his polymorphic potions that I almost attacked him out of sheer mad rage. But he quelled my attack by making a proposal of his own. Yeah, you are a very totally addicted pony at this point.
Oh yeah, very much so.
And then at this point, you are just a pony. Yes. He was willing to give me a tip where I could find a spell that could allow me to transform myself as well. Not only that, but I got to choose which form it was, and hold it as long as I want. I continue to apply the magic for the spell. Ah, so you don't have to create the spell already exists.
Yep. Also, that kind of proves he's not a drug addict. If he's trying to discourage her from his product.
I mean, I never said he is.
But another claim you made is correct. She was an addict at the time.
I mean, she still is.
Kind of, yeah.
It wasn't anything me, so I asked him why. I mean, if I could transform, I probably would be in a different form all the time as well.
By the way, let's see if you catch on to this. That spell did appear in the show, too, and in exactly the location he's about to point out.
He told me that he told me I could find the spell in the ruin of an old castle, once known as the Castle of the Two Sisters, which was lost somewhere in the dark earthy forest. I asked him how he knew that the spell was there. The only reply was to give a wicked grin at me. There was also a spark in his eyes that suggested he might have seen that castle during his heyday. But that is obviously impossible. The castle was in the ruins centuries ago. And if we are doing this time, then this code should be still in stone. So it's not this code.
Well, I can't promise that for sure. I think Discord can travel through time if you want to. Not during the time he was in stone, but after it, yeah, he kind of proved that he could. He did take Twilight back in time for a brief moment to show his past self when he was giving that riddle again.
I mean, it will be up to this one as well because he loves chaos to fuel a chaotic creature and make paralysis into a transforming.
Well, if he's promoting Discord with this character, he's doing a great job.
No, I would say that he is Discord if I didn't know that Discord was in stone. But you are right, there's time travel in this story, so I think it's possible. Time you me stuff. Am I right? I mean, it could be also not Discord, but travel. They call it the same and the same creature. But I believe they are different creatures altogether. Being desperate and definitely suffering from the psychological and
physiological and
psychological.
psychological.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Physiological and psychological withdrawal symptoms from my lack of supply of polymorphic potions. I ventured into the dark forest and eventually located the ruins of the old castle. Even then, though, I still found it was a long shot. How was I supposed to know the spell was even already there? Even if it was, was it still in good and reasonable condition? And if that is all true, would I manage to find the spell at all? It was really a big castle, and it turned out it had a lot of secret passageways, and in the rooms too, and shelves. Right? I searched and could not find what I sought yet. I will employ the help of magic spiders, who already lived at the castle, burdened with stars on their butts.
That's also true. That they really were there.
Yeah? I can speak to insects in a way no other pony can. I am the insect whisperer. And my name is Voldemort. I managed to secure that corporation, and they agreed to keep their eyes out for such a spell. They told me it would take some time. It already was a big castle. We don't need to look out for the spell. We are actually ponies. We just turned into spiders. On my third attempt, I didn't find what I thought, at least not right away. But I did encounter something else I did not expect. I heard whimpering in the dark, and it probably haunted Spooky Castle. I almost turned about and ran, but curiosity drove me. What if, whoever it was, needed my help? What if it was Regina?
That would affect the outcome for sure, yeah.
Besides, there was always a chance that such an individual could have me in my primary goal as well.
But thinking about that logically, Regina would not likely be in this decrepit castle. She had much more higher standards.
I mean, so whimpering. It probably is another moldy target who was hiding in here. That's the only thing I can imagine. And it can literally be a mirror for her. That, oh wait, I was like her at one point. I investigated a list command to monitor show that it was none other than Princess Celestia herself. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Why did I not think about her? I mean, because when I heard whimpering, I imagined little Philly. Maybe that's why.
Well, that's one of the two sisters.
I mean, the other one is already off on the moon.
Oh yeah. During this time, that's what she has to cry about.
I mean, because it is the ruins of the castle.
Yeah, that's a pretty dark reminder of her past.
Of course, I recognize her side, especially since I live in Continent. But this time, this is the first time I saw her in person, other than on some passing carriage, as she smiled and leered, and the other probably crowd around her. That's how we knew, just wave and smile. Yes. For me, for months, I had considered turning back at my discovery. After all, he didn't seem to be in a direct danger at the moment. He seemed to be suffering from a private moment of hurt. And in a way, I personally did not like her at the time. I mean, you could ask her, she definitely knows the spell. And you are actually one of the followers of her, even though you didn't like her.
She would at least be more familiar with the castle, and where it possibly might be. Yeah.
And we know that Celestia is actually promoting learning, so you wouldn't say no unless it's a time travel spell or anything like that.
Let me jog your memory though, since this is actually something you've encountered in the past in the show. This is the spell that Twilight discovered in the Castle of Two Sisters that she cast on her friends to help transform them into breezies.
Yeah? I mean, there was another time when they used the spell when Trixie had the alcohol on that. Did he not use it?
Don't think so. There was a lot of manual disguises at that time, but she did use her magic to create smoke.
Yeah.
To hide
and mirrors, and then for mirrors.
Yeah. Basically using Trixie's tricks back right against her, which is kind of what Sakura suggested.
Yeah. In hindsight, I had trouble figuring out why. I suppose it had something to do with jealousy. He had power, great prestige, incredible magic, adoring fans, and downright immortality. And that at least that's what you think. We have no proof of her being immortal. Especially because she is the only Alicorn at this moment who is alive. Because her sister is on the moon, and what is her mother, or what is her other sister that we don't know about?
About Cadence?
No, Cadence is not
Okay.
here yet, I assume.
You're probably right.
Because we saw Twilight being babysitted by normal pony Cadence.
Actually, she was still a unicorn.
Yeah,
Alicorn at the time, but
but
clearly younger in that flashback.
he was icon there as well.
Yep.
I misremember.
Maybe look at how to describe this. Cadence the Foal Sitter to get some pictures of her.
I mean, I will not be able to find it. But yeah, I assume. Oh yeah, she was. Oh yeah, I just misremembered. There you go.
I hear a lot of rumors of a dark backstory for Cadence, though, prior to that point, which is more like sad.
Let's do some blessing.
I would agree. The tone of the story is just starting to shift now.
This was not enough. He could control the right orbit of the sun and the moon. If she had that much political might, surely he would crush others if they were a mere insect. No pony, who was still in the right mind, would not crush her. I would admit I actually had my moment of insanity, but I was not that far gone. We can see Discord smiling in the distance. I mean, he's not a pony.
Yep.
And also not in the right mind either.
He could potentially disguise himself as one, but no, he's not a pony.
And T-Rex was not a pony either. On the other who, I also found her somewhat pathetic. She was like this white marble statue to be fashion so far. It seemed to me he enabled that behavior. I mean, yeah, she is the pillar that is holding up my capacity at the moment. I thought she secretly looked down upon every pony else, and even wanted others to worship her. I have seen her trot by with nose raised high into the air, and her royal white wings spread out. I have ever seen posters of her depicted in this fashion. You mean these ones?
You could probably easily find those pictures too, yeah.
Not. Oh, and this one that is actually my opening is just saved it. There you go. I attended her for that, so I figured it was the best to avoid her, rather than proximity of some international incident. Wait, are you from another country altogether? Or at the very least, get me in a heap of trouble. I felt her just as much as I found her rewarding. I mean, if you think about that, the heroines of the two sisters of the castle It's not out of roof. Right? There's no boundaries set around it. That you can't go
You
in
mean like
it.
if you're talking about a barrier of some kind? Then no, they could just trot in if they can get to the forest.
No, I mean it's not disallowed for them to go there. There's no rule that they cannot go in there. The,
Again,
the,
correct.
the
It's
only
not
thing,
illegal to.
yeah, the only thing that is said that, oh, please don't go into the MFP forest in the dark. Because you will get lost and the timberwolves are attacking.
Right. The two reasons no one typically trots in there is because A, they got to get to the forest first, and a lot of people feared that, and B, the castle has some obscurity now.
Yeah? In this moment though, I didn't see the powerful and regular icon, as she is usually depicted or presented to us as fans. It's now that she looks sad, lost, vulnerable. But she is vulnerable. I mean, that is a different tone. And in a deep amount of pain. Until then, I had not pictured her as anything other than an icon of holy perfection. So utterly beyond everyday holy concern, that it seemed unlikely she would ever understand or relate to us. But on that day, it was not like I was, not what I was seeing. Instead, I saw a pony who was capable of far more dynamic emotions. Somebody who was capable of being hurt, lost, confused, just as the rest of us. And if I was evil, then I could use that against her. Right? I wasn't sure what to do for a moment, but I felt inclined to go. Without realizing it, I took a step backward and almost stepped over a piece of rubble I didn't see. And it turned out, I didn't make enough noise to alert her. Almost as if it was a movie. It is a very cliche thing. That you step backwards and you snap a twig or something.
Yeah.
Who's there? That's an ant instead of alarm, and she made the golden glow around her horn brighter. In doing so, I could finally tell she was looking down at some old book on the ground. Show yourself! That's a loudly demanded in a traditional royal castle voice. A voice that was so loud it echoed through the castle, and possibly through the surrounding valley. I hissed to clenched teeth when I realized my options had suddenly become much more limited back then. I wanted to leave quietly, but she noticed me now. If I did not remember myself, she would likely chase after me on her own accord. And when she did, she would very likely be very, very peeved. Ooh, a royalty being peeved.
Mm.
Dangerously so.
This is in her own thoughts, of course, so she doesn't have to censor herself. That's also why she's thinking in terms like hoof instead of hand.
What is this? I have no idea why I found this. It's just me, Your Honesty. And I stepped around the corner and into her golden light. You are saying that as if she should know who you are. Right? It's just me. Upon noticing me, started especially relaxed considerably more, but not completely. This year she realized I might have caught her in an especially vulnerable moment, but she had attempted to keep it private. My pony, what are you doing here? There she asked in surprise, which read a sense of embarrassment from her. This castle is very dangerous because it is in a heavy state of decay. She looked around further. Aside from that, this forest has troubles of its own as well. Yeah, but I am safe inside the castle, right?
Eh, not really. Well, did you notice that first sentence? It's in a heavy state of decay. Maybe rubble might fall on you in here.
Yeah.
Or you'll fall through the floor because of the cracks in the floor.
But we guys say the same to you. You are here as well.
And we're kind of aware of some traps that were in that place too, so there's
Yeah.
that.
I came looking for a lost spell, Your Highness. I put this honestly. I didn't want to actually admit that, but this was Princess Celestia I was talking to. It did not seem safe to risk her ire any further. If I did, she might have had the power to teleport me straight into the sun, for all I knew. I mean, yeah, but she wouldn't do that. She only teleported her sister to the moon, after all. Even more like a banishment, not killing. A spell, you say? Celestia inquired with me of surprise, as she looked back at me again. What kind of spell? If I answer that, may I ask you what you are doing here, Your Highness? I did attempt to define the question. After all, for all the reasons you said, that this place is dangerous, that applies to you as well. No, not to me. I know you are not exactly half as icon, but still, if we lose you, then we lose the management and rotation of the sun and the moon itself. And it's an unacceptable risk. Or they would learn that the sun and the moon can move on its own. Hearing that, we started to said again. I was not on the notice. She looked back and down at the ground, and her mood despondently. I get this a lot. Celestia admitted suddenly. At that point, she probably figured I had already called her in a moment of vulnerability, so there wasn't much consequence to revealing more. Most other police, especially those in charge of the guards, tell me to stay put and manage things in the safety of my castle. Are you being tough right now? You are just a blind little girl who can't do anything, right? You look at the company ceiling above her, but then again, that same her order was told me that this castle as well, and look what happened to it. And when I see royal order, I recall the multiple different Phoenix White.
I actually think that occurred to me too when I wrote it. In fact, I think I predicted you would make that statement when you read it.
I looked around as well, and I asked her, what has happened to this place, if you don't mind me asking? After all, if I keep probing her with questions, she might feel less inclined to question me. My sister, Luna, happened. No. At that point, it was already Nightmare Moon, right?
Yep.
Or was it still Luna? I mean, it was in between. Yeah, that was Sunday.
Well, read
happened. Nightmare Moon happened. What? I got it again in confusion. No, Mayasi, I don't understand. Ah, so you have skipped history lessons. I see. Princess Celestia closed her eyes and suddenly shook her head as she said, nor do you need to. The mistakes of the past are best left buried. I know I am not the person who would stand in the way opposite of this. The history teacher in Remnant said that, oh no, the mistakes of the past are there. that we can learn from them. And not make the same mistakes. Not entirely forgotten, but buried. The burdens of the past are not for the new generation of police to inherit. I alone shall bear the burden of that burden. And talking about the new generation of police, I still haven't even looked into it at all. Even though there are like 3-4 seasons out already, probably. You don't have to, I offered kindly, which even surprised myself. Maybe I found unexpected sympathy for her. Maybe I was just curious to hear the rest of the story. Maybe it was both. But the mother alone, I mean. I will share it with you. I will listen. It's kind of you to offer, my little pony. For the sins of the past, I am my burden alone. Celestial listened. I frowned and got inwardly in frustration at the madness before I blurted out. I keep this castle seeking transformation spell. Huh? Celestial asked as she looked back at me with big confusion. Whatever for? That's wrong. Why yes, right?
The Transformers approve.
I mean, wait. Remember this episode? They were kind of using transformation style as well, right?
This also alludes to something that Celestia attempting to bury the past.
Yeah? He's almost letting up as well. But yeah,
Well,
that
she acknowledges the pain, but it seems like she's acting like she deserves it. To reminisce, to regret. She doesn't want others to suffer during this time, so that's why she's kind of bearing a tragic past. Nightmare Moon was very uncommon knowledge in Twilight's time. Oh, she came back, that is.
I sighed, stood up to her, then laid beside her, with my legs starting beneath my body. At the point, I told her something I never expected to tell her, and this was everything. Everything about my life that led me up to that point. About my love for Mark, about the fact I got wishes and bullets for it a bunch of times in the past. About stepping of my sanity and its slow repair, and about my addiction to transformational magic, which eventually led me to that moment we shared together. I mean, this is the better way of pouring it out. Upon the conclusion of my tale, Saturn did something I had not expected. He laid the wing over me, lowered her hand, took it on top of my hand, then ever slightly twisted her hand to the side and laid it on top of mine. In a moment, I felt her body heat. I felt her radiant warmth. I felt her caring for me. Until then, I had not known what love had looked like. Not even from my own parents. Ooh, oh yeah, normal parents who are not showing love or affection. They will give you anything you want, buy you anything you want, but they will not show affection. Because that's a weakness.
Yeah, have this toy and shut up. Leave me alone, I'm making money.
I mean, it was kind of true for Fatherman in the beginning, right?
Eh, it's sort of seemed that way to him. And he was younger back then. So
Yeah, but he realized later on that it was kind of a sort of way of caring.
so yes, the love from his mother was really clear. But she also died.
Yeah. But it seemed like she didn't have most of her parents are this apathetic police towards her. She cried over me. She actually cried. I guess she was already in sorrowful mood at the time, but everything I told her only compounded it. She cried for me. For me! I couldn't believe it. Then before I knew it, I cried as well. I pressed my face into her neck and weird like I never had before. Not even before my own parents. After all, I was a burden that they were trying to solve as quickly as possible. I mean, who else would you show your true colors other than God? Right? And I cried into her neck and my tears took her chest. Years of selfishness rushed through my mind. Or various counselors who barely listened to me and said I didn't care. I mean, that's why we have the people above the counselors who you can tell that, oh yeah, this counselor doesn't care at all. They are not doing their job. Those who sent me to them, and some even paid for such services, cared for me, and this will be said, but it felt more like pity and a problem that needed rapid solving. I remember various spiritual therapists leaning back in their seats and yawning with boredom, while they floated a quill to write notes on a floating notepad. I mean, that might not be boredom. That might mean that they had a long day. And then they would keep checking the time.
You could be right, but this is Crackle's perception here.
Yeah. And then they would keep checking the time to see how long they would have to try in this patient of that. I mean, yeah, that is actually the thing that they do, that they are paid per minute, per hour. In doing so, it depends how the patient they had with their patients. And then they are not good therapists. But once again, it might be just how you see them. Because once again, looking at the time might be because other patients are coming as well. Yawning could be because of tiredness. And writing, closing a career to write is not something that would be a problematic thing. It actually would say that they are listening if they are writing things down. I never understood until then what I really needed all along. A listener. A good and true listener. No, you needed a friend. I mean, that's the same thing, basically. One who actually cares for me. And war police, it turned out to be none other than the Princess Celestia herself. The one who always seemed to be this stern and powerful ruler. The one who had a pleasant smile plastered on her face. And that I always suspected was really fake. I mean, it kind of was. It is a mask that they always wear, right?
Yeah, that's Hence the title of the chapter for one of the reasons, anyway.
That's why I said yeah. And deep down, she had nothing to her little present that she was forced to endure for so from time to time. I mean, I believe she sometimes feels that way as well. More than pushing that feeling away immediately because they are not just little presents, but actually pulling that she cares for. Just keep smiling. I imagined her telling herself before I take out frustration and disgust. I mean, probably not in disgust and frustration. Maybe frustration, yes. Maybe the special of these human empathetic little ponies. No, this is what Princess Miyamura said when she was not herself. When it was pre-chrysalis. But no, I had her so wrong. It might have been true that her smile was less genuine than it had appeared, but for the reason it was so much more noble than I had previously thought. She smiled and waved for her pony. She appeared to give some assurance that she was still around and serving them to the best of her ability. Nevertheless was a foreign concept to me. To this day, I still barely understand it, but based on the day she sees me and proved that she cares for me, I was forced to at least acknowledge it. And yeah, it felt good to receive it. Real good. It felt like I could feed and sustain myself upon that love for ages. Viking centers.
Yep.
Oh, I am out of things. Yay. But we are close to the end, right? Let me see how far we are. Almost. Because I confessed my secret and poured my heart out to her, I guess she eventually found it was only fair to do the same. And deep down, I suspect she needed the same release. She told me about the full tragedy of what happened at this castle, and how the former sister, Luna, had transformed into a wicked creature of the night, known as Nightmare Moon. That's from the A? Right?
Yep. You're up anyway. You can go get some to drink. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's watching this stream at some point and gaze into that empty chair and realize that it used to be filled.
Not anymore. Not empty anymore, there are two people here. Two creatures. The key was there was transformed. At least to me. The model will not hang in my soul. This
You got it
particular
right.
yes. This particular transformation didn't sound too appealing to me. It seemed to also result in an internal lack of control. I mean, this was more like not transformation but taking over. Yes, they like me as well. I will give them some later on. To become so utterly different that the previous hero might as well be totally dead. Still, if even such things were possible, none was getting interested in that. I questioned several times about the method Celestia used to manage her sister to the moon. This was one subject Celestia was somewhat amazing about. I mean, yeah, she used some empowering crystals. Yes, crystals. He kept assuring me that such a power is not enough, and safety stowed away. I pressured her again by asking if she really was sure. After all, if she was wrong, it could be a major threat to national security. The apparent super weapon found in the dangerous homes. Oh, don't worry. That super weapon can actually melt you if you try to take it. He has assured me again, this time more firmly, in such a way to reveal the subject is closed, that the powerful objects are resting, as if they looked away. I had no choice but to accept that. There's a Celestian model concerning. He offered me a new perspective on my former bullet. This had never occurred to me before. When I laughed out loud with Ethan and Ethan agree, a sense of dread probably assailed them, but also a sense of guilt. That was because at the moment, it more fully dawned upon them that not only they had inadvertently created a vicious monster against them, but they recognized that in the same scene within themselves. They realized that they had become the monster, and it spooked them too. Perhaps more than anything else. To this day, they might still be living with the burden of the guilt, especially if they did not get the kind guidance that they didn't ever see. I would say they failed. They were not fully guilty, not feeling guilty. You know why? They never asked for forgiveness. And it's not from her. They never said sorry. Or at least she is not remembering that. If they did. It can be.
Fear could explain that too. Maybe you want to apologize, but also afraid that they're just going to take a chainsaw to you.
Celestia also assured me that she knew the feeling of some guilt as well, very well. In time, she also revealed to me the location where she recalled the transformational magic I showed my location. It's up on the moon. Next to the team, I had found it not much later. Next to the spiders I employed in the castle, I actually found a great deal of other things left in the castle as well. The more I learned about the place, the more I realized that I appreciated the former Princess Lula's taste for gothic even more with architecture, decor, and style. Before I departed from Princess Celeste's company on a fateful day, she had with me some of the also wanted historical wisdom, which lastly has struck me with, to this day, and it is this. What is more important than any outward transformation is an inward transformation you identify the real you. All the masks we wear do not matter if there is nobody there to put them on to begin with. Always prioritize the true you first. That is how to live authentically. If you do, you will also find true happiness. And if this is the origin of Chrysalis, then we know that she did not follow the words. Something must have still happened. Remote again, it can be not Chrysalis, not Chrysalis, for all we know. 2 years after, I mastered the log for the transformation spell, and psychologically calmed down, constantly as a result. I was eventually approached by a secret agent of mine, and offered to join their agency. They figured, with my unique abilities, I could be a major asset to their organization, and I have ever since. To this day, I can't help but think maybe better sensitive of the agent of spy about me. Not only for the sake of the agency, but also for me. By becoming a secret agent and battling the secret and hostile forces such as Equestria, it finally gave me a positive outlet for my internal rage and frustration. One that could offer the hope of constructive harmony. For the benefit of all who choose faith. And also, it gave Equestria a super agent who is working for them instead of the opponent.
Yeah.
I remember the shard of the glass method that I had set out earlier. I used my magic to levitate one piece of it. Ah, you have found the one piece. I peered carefully at my reflection. I mean, yeah, that's one piece, you. Which is my true form. This form used to disgust me, because of the pain of history. But recently, I began to rehabilitate it instead of pride. What I have done with my talents and abilities has been a great service to this country and to myself. Finally, feel like I matter. I mean, yeah, everything is made of metals. Finally, I am ready to actually love myself. You are so close to stay a changeling instead of becoming a changeling. Right? I smile at my own reflection, but something happened. I take a moment to bask in the knowledge and satisfaction of finally being more comfortable with my own hide. It took me many years to get here. I honestly, it also took me getting some freedom from my base home to realize that it is not so bad after all. I just needed a little polish, and some good old TRC. It's my face, my true face. It's also the best symbol and representation of my life. Now, there are two possibilities here, before reading further. Nervous is either Chrysalis or Radida. It's either if Chrysalis is the one leading the other gang, who she is after, and then taking over her face later on, or it could be Radida and literally digs up all the pain in that is buried deep within her heart. It could be, but we will see. As I have been the Celestia and the air she puts on in public, I have learned that the best we wear can hide a lot of pain beneath. If, however, we remove those masks that give it our true face a chance to heal in the sun at last.
Why don't you go ahead and read that author's note in this story too?
This is like Archie Skywalker. Oh, I can't. For some reason, this one is not letting me and the whole
Yeah.
paragraph.
Well, you still highlight certain parts of it if you want to
Yeah.
by swiping your mouse to the side.
We see a closer introduction to the main character, which provides a description of her abilities, which includes some limitations, and closer look at her technology and her backstory. This both explains why she becomes such a monster later on, but also why she acted more sane before that, and was even somewhat heroic at times. Because that was the only form Quintessence took. Wait, let's then about it. Because that was the only form Quintessence took the form of the
A
form
form
of.
of.
I mean, this part is not a need to be here. That's why I was like, you are only saying that is the form they took.
Yeah.
On several separate occasions. So I'm going with the explanation that was her original body form and name. And so once again, I told you that you are all going with either it was a pony, either it was a changeling, or the changeling was the original form. You are going with the pony was the original. And then became more like Joker.
Yeah.
It was the one form she can take, which to be more confident of not having into a number of herself. Because it was her own old form. Unless an opponent looks like her out of sheer coincidence. That can happen in life. Anyway, here's a picture of her, just in case you forgot. Just in case you haven't seen the show. No longer recorded, and the description in the chapter didn't serve you too well. Oh,
See the key mark there?
yeah, I thought that in the description the leaves were under the mug. You know what I mean. I meant it under the mug, but I meant under the picture of the mug. Behind it. That's what I mean. By the way, and for your interest, originally I was going to introduce Keckle as a crack investigating the journalist, like she is in the picture above. But then, it occurred to me that this is several centuries in the past. It was the show canon. Come on, probably not even yet. And probably not even the printing press either. As the rubber paper mentioned in the chapter. It is also meant to imply that magical technology was more relied upon. Because modern technology like trains haven't grown up yet. I mean, yeah, even unicorns were used to cut gems. You know that? Because I utilize far more. If that is the case, they are better paid, have more common normal status, and are arrogant. On the dark side, no, they have more sane options, less system options, because the society needs them for their skills, that artificial so much. This was implied by I did not even so nice in the chapter. Anyway, since I ended up discovering the photojournalist idea, and I'm going with the better idea, that could later help her at amassing the changing spy empire. This will also give her the knowledge and design to how to step around organizations like this. At the same time, it's sort of prepared agencies like spy too. And we don't know what happened to them. I mean, they are still around, but we don't know most of them. Quill made them aware of the possibilities of threats like this. As for the Spanish kicker cast, this is stayed out of the show canon too. So suddenly only cast only once by Twilight. But it's season 4, episode 16. It ain't easy being graded. Yeah, that's not a female show. That she found this part in the castle of 2 seasons too. There are so many other situations after that episode that Spa would have been useful in the basics, but I guess. Yup. My guys found it as well, and then got her started on her transformational journey. I how just happens to specialize in the Spa so far more. So far more that it became ingrained in her blood, and all of her the changelings are gonna be born with the same ability.
Yep, affects her progeny.
Yeah. When I told about it in the location of where the spell is, it has to mean that I can tie this with the Pitasastia bacteria too. I guess I would suddenly miss something about the Rosastia as well, especially during this time, when she was still mourning the banishment of her sister. And I'm gonna assume it was full moon at that moment. You have not stated that, but I'm gonna assume it was full moon during this time. In case you are wondering, and since it won't be mentioned later on either, the book says was carrying over the castle the day she discovered Kakar is the other sister's own journal, which is still being hidden in the castle at this point.
So, that now informs you that this is an origin story for Chrysalis.
Yeah? I mean, once again, it could have been someone, yes, but I mean, this also not you are made sure that it is Chrysalis. I mean, you can still throw a curveball, and once again, no person might have been actually Chrysalis who takes the technique and it still transform as well. But it doesn't happen.
After the episode The Main Six, this is the form she took on the most. And it also the only one she gave a name to. I think at least twice.
So, once again, now I'm gonna assume the buyer of that gap testing thing is actually gonna be Regina. Because there has to be something that triggers her to go down the dark path. And you know that's the easiest thing to trigger with if you find your own nemesis.
Well, that's what might have happened. And given her history, you can imagine there's a lot of fixed timelines around her too. But nevertheless, this is a Doctor Who venture, so some timey-wimey shenanigans is going to happen at some time, and in a way it already has, because that rogue changeling wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah? What if that whole kingdom meets her? What if that is the case? I mean, yeah, it can be Mirage as well. I forgot about her. She was way past in the past.
Yep. You think she disguised herself as Regina to tease her mother into ensuring her own existence?
I don't know. I didn't think about that. I thought it was gonna be just the boss of the other team. Of Raj and Bully. I don't know his name.
It's pretty easy to get paranoid with any stories where changelings are involved. Because there's a lot of possibilities that could be true.
Yeah, there can be a lot of trouble. But yeah, this is a very nice way of setting up the scene. I am curious what happened to her. As I said, something must have happened, which changed
Yeah.
everything. Changed everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
But the next hitting is gonna be in 4 days. Because tomorrow I'm going to write the work.
Yeah, so the story's putting on the premise that Chrysalis was originally a pony named Crackle. One thing you definitely know is the fact that she eventually becomes a different race, so that's yet to happen. And why that happened and all that.
And again, he fell into the cauldron. Unfortunately.
So it's going to be at a normal time, right? In addition to 4 days later?
Yeah. Normal time
Okay.
for days later. But yeah, thank you for being here. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Oh, yeah. You can maybe add Crackle to that splash page, too.
Maybe
Now
I
that we know
can.
who
Maybe
we're
I
dealing
will.
with.